I think that's a very basic question.
So that there is a bias in machine learning if you don't learn with the appropriate data.
They were so funny. But how does Instagram know,
I'm a postdoc, I don't have personal life.
but it's just 1 minute away. Should I walk?
Yeah, vegan paella with chicken, only hire men.
That's not true. Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of this podcast. Today we're with Verónica Álvarez. Welcome, Verónica.
Thank you, Isabella.
Thank you for coming. So Verónica is doing her postdoc or postdoctoral studies here at MIT, which is a research stay after a PhD for people that want to continue their research studies. And also you can start supervising students, other PhD students. So it's the first postdoc that comes to the podcast. So first we will do a little bit of a trajectory since undergrad to postdoc, and what the milestones are in order to get here.
Thank you, Isabella, for inviting me. So I did my undergrad in Spain in a small city that the name is Salamanca, and I did my undergrad in mathematics. And then after that I moved to Bilbao because there is a research center, the Basque Center for Applied Mathematics, where I did my master that is from the University of Valencia, but I was living in Bilbao while I was working in that research center. And then I did my PhD on machine learning, theoretical machine learning there in that center.
And then you decided you wanted to continue?
Yeah, I wanted to do a little bit more of research because the PhD in Spain is a little bit shorter than here. It was just 3 years, so I wanted to continue doing research. So I got this opportunity to come to MIT, which is a very good opportunity. So I moved here 1.5 years ago.
Oh, nice. And you'll be here for
2 years.
So postdoc is usually around 3-4 years.
Yeah, 2-3 years, and then you can go to industry or continue to do academia.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in the next questions. But first, okay, so that's like a academic trajectory.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about science first. You did your PhD. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I did my PhD on machine learning. I was developing algorithms that adapt to time changes. These time changes are in multiple problems, like how to design algorithms that classifies emails between emails that are spam and emails that are not spam, or recommendation systems where your behavior or which kind of movies you like or which kind of movies you don't like is changing over time. So how you teach the algorithms to learn these changes over time. So the idea of these algorithms is to replicate the human behavior and learn in the way that you learn, and you don't forget the past things while you learn new things, and you don't want to store all the data over time. So how do you change the algorithms to adapt to the new habits or the new behavior?
And what are some techniques to do that?
Something what?
Some techniques to do that?
There are many techniques that work on that. The main challenge is you usually don't have a lot of samples over time, so you have to deal with these low samples regimes, and also you cannot store all the samples that come over time because it's unfeasible. So the techniques that I develop is you extract a lot of patterns from the data, like in the case of emails that are spam or not spam. 20 years ago, the emails that were spam, they have a lot of colors, huge links.
Yeah, I remember receiving
But nowadays, it's even hard for humans to distinguish between emails that are spam or not spam. So you look for some patterns in the data, like the number of colors, the number of links, the size of the links, these kind of things, and you track how is the mean of these patterns over time, and like, I don't know, averaging that mixing all these patterns, you get a decision if a new email is spam or is not spam.
I see. And another example, last night I was looking reels on Instagram.
Okay.
And they were so funny. But how does Instagram know, if I like one video that is so funny, I don't know, of someone falling, It was hilarious. How does it know to keep showing me those videos? Because I was maybe half an hour looking at those.
Yeah, so I think Instagram, TikTok, these apps usually checks the amount of time that you spend on each reel. If you watch the reel until the end, or you go to the next one before it ends, the kind of videos that you usually watch or you usually like. So the app keeps in mind all of that and gives you new videos based on that.
I see. But it has to have like a massive model because
Oh,
I don't know how many users there are and everybody has their own behavior.
Yeah, and also it uses your location. How many times have you watched a reel in Chinese? Probably never if you haven't been there.
Never.
So it uses your location, if you watch the reel until the end, these kind of things.
Okay. Wow. So Veronica is an expert in AI.
Well,
Yes, she is. Because she did her PhD in AI and now her postdoc in AI, so she knows a lot of things. And I want to talk about bias in AI.
yeah.
Because I'm familiar with like bias in medicine, for example. Like if you only train with male patients or white male population, then if you want to extrapolate to women or to black people or other populations, it's difficult. Why does this happen? And how can we solve it?
There is an area in machine learning that the name is fairness machine learning. It started some time ago because there are some news that show that there is a bias in machine learning. If you don't learn with the appropriate data or the algorithms are not well trained, there is this bias. So some time ago, the translators that wanted to translate from some language that doesn't have a gender to other language that has, like from English to Spanish.
Okay.
If you wanted to translate doctor, it translates in masculine to médico.
Okay.
But if you wanted to translate nurse, it translated to feminine.
To enfermera.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So it was like, why?
Yeah.
And now the translators translate to both feminine and masculine, which is an advance.
Yeah.
And also there was a news some time ago about Amazon that only hire men because the algorithm didn't suggest to hire women because it wasn't trained with women. So it says, okay, women are not good for this position, so we don't hire.
Well, and when you design your models or you do your algorithms, do you check for bias?
I usually design algorithms for general uses, not for a specific use like these CVs or something. So my data sets are usually public and data sets that everybody uses, and they are not related to human or races or gender. So I don't design algorithms for fairness machine learning, but there are many people working on that because it's very important.
And another topic that I'm also very interested in is AI hallucination. So there are so many cases.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when you trust AI to do your papers, then suddenly you have a citation that works very well. Like it's the one that matches the paragraph that you were trying to write. And it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. The title maybe exists, but it's for a different paper. The authors, some of the authors exist, some of them don't exist. Yeah, it's very interesting. I also check, and if you ask for a receipt like that is contradictory, like vegan paella with chicken, and the bot says you something, like it doesn't say it's contradictory. It gives you a receipt.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't make sense.
Wow.
But these things happen,
and why do they happen?
Because they are algorithms that are giving you an answer for your question based on the things that other people have done. No, it's not like, okay, I read that here, so I give you this answer. It is inventing, it is making up the questions, it's generating the questions. So it gives you an answer because it gives you an answer. It's like, not because it reads the exact same thing that you were asking.
I see. It's like also another trend that was like, I need to take my car to wash. but it's just
Oh.
1 minute away. Should I walk?
Yeah, these kind of things.
Yeah.
There was a relationship that was interesting. Like, is the AI really understanding what is telling you, or is just extracting some patterns from data so it gives you an answer? Is this understanding? It's like, how do you explain to a blind person what is the red color?
Yeah.
He or she will understand what is the red color, or is just he or she has an idea?
They will not be able to imagine it.
Yeah.
Or to,
AI didn't see what it is saying. It's just figuring out.
So we're laughing a lot about these topics because they're very funny. Like, they're like mistakes that even we can make.
Yeah.
But I guess it's also very important if you use them for medicine or law or architecture to really understand the model and understand the output that you get. Right?
Yeah. So these models are improving a lot over time, and these kind of mistakes, like funny mistakes, are being fixed over time. But also, if you want to use in an application that is important for human life or your life, maybe there is a person that checks, there is a doctor that checks. If and also some of the algorithms can give you a probability. It's not like this is black or white. It gives you a probability. It's black with this probability, white with this probability. So you can rely more on the response, and depending on this probability, you decide, oh, we need human interaction to check the answer. We don't need.
So we're still useful. We're not going to be jobless in the future.
No.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you're here at MIT now. That's how we know each other. Actually, we met each other in the gym. Not because we're gym girls or anything.
No, we are.
Now we are. Last year, I don't know if we were. So tell us about your research that you're conducting here.
Here in my group is doing communications, localization, positioning. So I am applying machine learning techniques to positioning, localization, especially in indoor localization, where it's more difficult because there are so many buildings or tables, chairs. So you use Wi-Fi signals, for example, or Bluetooth signals. So the signal is reflecting on every surface that it finds. So it's kind of hard to obtain the exact position. Everybody notice when you go to a mall, then the Google Maps get lost.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult to obtain a super accurate position in this kind of environment. So the idea is to use machine learning techniques where you have not a lot of training data, because it's hard to obtain. It's time consuming and expensive to obtain the ground truth of the positions. So how to design algorithms that exploit all the possible knowledge that you have to obtain positions in this room or in other room that you have never been or you have never obtained positions, how you obtain positions.
I see, yeah.
That's right.
And how would you apply it? What are some examples?
So the techniques that I am developing are based on federated learning, because in federated learning you have like multiple different positions, multiple rooms or multiple buildings, and you have some samples in each room, and maybe I have, I don't know, 10 samples in this room, but 10 samples are not enough to learn an algorithms that obtain positions in this room. But imagine that I also have 10 samples in the second floor, I also have 10 samples in the other building, and I can exploit the samples from all the locations to obtain a single algorithm that works in all of the positions. So I am developing this kind of federated learning techniques.
That's very interesting. And you're also like building the basics of models that can be applied to...
Yeah, so my work is developing these models. So the techniques that I am using, if it is a little bit too technical, you can.
No worry, go for it.
Are based on soft information, which is a function. It's like the probability, the joint probability in doing these measurements like Wi-Fi signal or Bluetooth signals and the actual position. So how is the relationship, the statistical relationship between these variables? And then I use data sketching techniques, and these data sketching techniques just compress in one single vector. It's a high dimensional vector that compress all the training data from different locations. So I have samples here, and I compress all the samples in a single vector, and then I transfer this vector from each location that I have to a central server that could be some GPU or some laptop. So, and then there in that in my central server, I collect all these vectors from all the locations that I have, and I learn this joint distribution of the measurements and the distances to obtain the positions.
Wow, I believe it's a very difficult problem,
No,
but I'm
not
sure
that
you'll
hard.
solve it. Nice. I could be listening to you talk for ages
Yeah,
because
thank
she
you.
knows a lot of things. Every time I have a question, I'm like, Veronica, please.
I also do that. So,
Yes. So you've been doing research in Spain and in the US, and you've been here for a year and a half, as you said. So what are the main differences that you see between doing research in Spain and in the US?
well, it's different, and I think I am a little bit biased in the sense that here in the US I have been in MIT, and also I was in UCSD for some months, but mainly here in the MIT. And MIT is a super stimulating environment, so you can meet a lot of people, super interesting people like you. You can talk about any topic. Everyone wants to talk about their research. So the collaborations or the talks that you have, the chats that you have with other people are like, people are more willing to talk than it is my experience. And also I think when you have a permanent position in academia, in Spain is more stable than here, in the sense that I think here is more competitive than in Spain. And yeah, here maybe you have more collaboration with industry, or students are more related to industry. They go to do internships.
And in Spain, you don't have those
No, we
opportunities?
don't have that. Maybe because there are less industry than here,
Maybe.
but also I don't know. It's like we don't have this culture of industry research relationship.
So I guess Spain is more focused on academics and research there. I don't know, because I have little experience doing research in Spain, so I was very curious about it. Okay, so it's a typical question that I ask, and I know it's very annoying, but what do you want to do after, or what opportunities does the postdoc open for anybody?
So not everybody that does a PhD does a postdoc after a PhD, but if you want to continue doing research, you want an academic position, a faculty position, then it's good to do a research. You are in other environments because you do the postdoc in other university or in other research center, different than your PhD. You work with other people, your PI is different, you start advising students, you collaborate with other people. So if you want to do research, it's a good opportunity to meet more people and to collaborate with more people. And also if you want to go to industry and you do the postdoc in a good university, I think it's easier to get a position.
I see. Because I always thought that when you were doing a postdoc, then you would be a professor, like it was the usual path. But you can also go to industry.
Yeah, you can also go to industry. Like in my case, I did the PhD in Spain, so I wanted some experience doing research abroad. This is what many people from Europe are doing a postdoc here. So you have experience in a US university, which is fine, and then you go to industry if you want.
Yeah, and I guess in industry you can also continue doing research.
Oh yeah, many companies are doing research.
Very interesting. So we'll see what I do after my PhD. Okay, so the academic part is done. Now we're going to get into more personal questions.
I am a postdoc. I don't have personal life.
That's not true. So I was looking at your impressive CV, and I saw you have multiple awards. And I want to know more about some of them. Maybe you can talk about the I don't know in English, BBVA, like BBVA,
Yeah.
a foundation that gives awards, and you got one. So maybe you can explain.
Yeah, there are many associations or foundations in Spain that gives awards for recognizing research, which is very good because it's a way of showing your research to the public, giving you some motivation for continuing doing research, which is very good. And I am super grateful to this BBVA Foundation. Yeah, this was one of the awards for young researchers on computer science, for researchers under 30. And it was very good. You go to the ceremony. There were six awards, so you meet other people that are doing similar things to you, and it's good. It's kind of interesting, and also they give some money sometimes, which is better.
Congrats! So there are like awards for PhD students, for example, in Spain.
Yeah,
and they can apply.
Yeah.
How does it work?
So depending on the field that you are working on, like there is this BBVA Foundation that gives award for mathematicians, computer scientists, also statisticians, also for papers, not only awards for PhDs. Also, the AI Association in Spain also has an award. Also, there are some awards for women, trying to motivate women doing AI.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody that is listening, you can apply to these awards.
Sure.
Good. So the next one is, you briefly mentioned that you were in San Diego for a research stay.
Yeah.
How was it? How was living in the West Coast?
Oh, I like the West Coast. I think more than the East Coast, but it's super far to Spain.
It's very far.
Yeah. I like a lot that experience. It wasn't my first time in the US, but it was my first time living in the US. So I felt the culture of US people driving everywhere. Like people in Spain say, oh, it takes 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes walking. Here, 5 minutes means 5 minutes driving. Yeah. If I needed to do groceries, I had to get a car. It was crazy.
Wow.
But so these kind of things are the size of everything.
Yeah, you get into a supermarket and you get like
the cereals or the fries, the chicken nuggets. I bought chicken nuggets and I ate chicken nuggets for 3 months.
Definitely a cultural shock.
Yeah, it was.
But did you surf?
Yeah, a little. I like it.
After being in the lab, you go there and surf. I think that's good quality of life.
Yeah, the weather is very good. Very good. I like it.
Yeah, nice. I think I have to go there
for
a summer.
You should. Let's find a conference.
Yeah. Okay, and also a very classic question. What is MIT for you in a more personal side?
MIT was or is being interesting in the sense that I have met people from many, many different countries. So I know now cities in places like India or Korea that I have never heard about. So it's very interesting, and also it opens my mind a lot because I talk to many different people working on super different fields, and also I was afraid of asking questions in talks or talking about my research. It was difficult before coming, and here everybody else, there are not stupid questions. So now I ask more. I talk about my things, and my things are okay. I like your things. So it was
it's a
very
good environment to be working at.
Yeah.
And I think even though I'm PhD, you're postdoc, I feel like we I don't know, go to the same talks and have similar interests. Because I was talking with an undergrad before, and it's true that undergrad and grad students, we don't spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know, for postdocs and PhDs, yes.
Yeah, we are we are not same age, but some postdocs and some PhD are basically same age. So you don't feel a lot of difference.
That's true.
So
both of us focus on research. So, yeah. Nice. And so we said we met at the gym.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you for your hobbies, but I think that's a very basic question. So I will ask you about the gym specifically. And we can talk a little bit about our experiences there.
Okay. we go to the gym in the MIT. So the people that we meet in the gym is people that work with us. I like the MIT gym because nobody look at you.
That's true.
So you don't feel judged at any time. You can wear whatever you want, literally whatever you want. If you want to go wearing a pajama, it's fine.
We've seen people with pajamas, with jeans,
Yeah,
with a shirt, like a regular shirt. And nobody judges.
There are content creators in the gym. And
people that read between exercises.
People reviewing papers
while they rest. That's crazy.
Then you complain about reviewers and they are in the gym when they are reviewing your paper.
It's fun. But I think it's a good way to get out of research and chill for a little bit.
Yeah, you don't talk about research that much in the gym. You exercise a little.
I don't know about that.
Well, you see people, the same people that you see in meetings, then you see them in a completely different environment. They are super sweetie, whatever. But you see them, it's good. I like the gym.
Yeah, it's fun. I was just checking how much more time we have. I think we have time for another question, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think we're going to finish with one because as I said, you have a lot of experience. So, for anybody that is doing a PhD, like myself, or anybody that is listening, what tips or advice would you give them?
Push hard. PhD is hard sometimes, but also it's an extension of the student's life. I will be PhD forever, student forever. It's an extension, so you enjoy, you have some freedom doing research on whatever you want. If you discover a new topic, then you continue reading papers about this topic. So this freedom is very good. Also, sometimes it's very hard to find a problem to work on because you have to create the problem and then you have to find a solution for the problem that you created. So it's difficult to explain, it's difficult to understand. You have to read a lot, you have to listen a lot of talks, you have to talk to a lot of people. So it's kind of hard. Sometimes you are struggling, you are stuck looking for a new topic, but I think it's worth it.
You think so? Now that you've gone.
Yeah, I will do other PhD.
You will do another one? You can do another one?
Yeah, I will be a PhD student forever. Yeah, I like it. I like that life.
And what would you advise to do in the moments where you struggle and where you don't know what to do next?
Like, keep reading papers. Reading papers. Now you can ask to these bots, like, give me some feedback. Or give me some solution to this. Maybe this is not the final solution and you have to read more, but you have something to start with. So just keep pushing.
Okay, that's good advice. Okay, thank you very much. Now, we have not finished yet. We have the typical secret section that is not secret anymore. So it's the short answer questions. There won't be too many, don't worry.
Okay.
So the first one is, what is the most weird thing that you have asked Claude or Codex?
Sometimes I ask how to reply a message, a WhatsApp, because I don't know how to reply, so I ask. I change a little bit the answer just to make.
And you don't give names or anything?
No. Well, sometimes I share all the information, but I give a little bit of context and then the message.
And do you use it? Is it useful?
Yeah. It's useful.
Nice. Okay. If you could work in any job, what would it be?
I would like to do research, but not worried about deadlines, not worried about bosses telling you, advisors telling you what to do, or I don't like to be worried about the money that you make. So I will do research, but chilling.
Oh,
going on
wow.
vacations whenever you want, and then you work a little bit on this topic. Then you go to a conference in a random place that you have never been before.
That's very good.
Yeah,
So you will be a researcher all your life.
I could be.
It's fun. I could see myself also that there. Okay, and the last one, it's because this podcast is about friends and friendship. What is friendship for you?
Mm. Well, it's a difficult question, and well, it's not easy to answer. I think the meaning of friendship for me changed when I came here, because you are far from your home city friends or your high school friends. So it's difficult sometimes to maintain this relationship over time. So friendship is people that are, for me, is people that are there even if you are super far. They try to come to visit you. If they can, they can. If they cannot, it's also fine. But people that ask you sometimes, how are you? And you know that you go to your home city and you will visit them, even if they are not, you are not talking every single day. And also you meet people here that you meet for 1 year and then you know that you will be friends. So yeah.
Nice. Yes. So you can be with your friends even though if they're in the distance.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah,
important as well.
I think so.
Nice. Very
And I
beautiful.
like to travel, so I can travel.
So it's fine
to
if they
visit
are
them.
far away.
Yeah, it's better, more places to go.
That's true. Okay, so that was all the short questions, and also the little conversation that we had. So thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with us, and it was very fun to speak with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Yes,
inviting me.
of course. And thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes coming soon. Bye bye.